Welcome back. I'm Cory.
And I'm Wallace.
And we're an early retired couple that are traveling the world. Currently, we're in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, Malaysia.
And I'm laughing because Cory still hasn't figured out how to say that properly.
Hey, I said it right.
It took a while. Anyways, it's currently December 31st, New Year's Eve, and we've had a really lazy day so far. It is now heading towards 5 in the afternoon, and we decided to come up to the rooftop pool. And as you can hear from the background noise, we are not the only ones who had that idea today.
Yeah, it's really busy up here.
So we're gonna just relax, lounge in the pool for a bit, enjoy sunset from up here, and then we're gonna have some dinner. And then tonight, the plan is to do what they're calling KKCD 25. So it's Kota Kinabalu Countdown 2025. They're doing a New Year's Eve celebration just not too far from here on the waterfront. And there's gonna be, I guess, music performances, and they're doing a quote-unquote fireworks show, which is gonna be a 1,000 drone show, presumably at midnight. So we're hopefully gonna check that out.
That one's weather dependent though, because it's been raining most nights, so we're keeping our fingers crossed, but there's no guarantee that's gonna happen.
All we can do is see what the weather does. Anyways, we're gonna hop in the pool and cool off, and we'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. So the building we're in right now, the 11th floor has the pool, which is currently behind me. This is the gym where we've been working out, and that is the view of that's Sutera Harbor in front of us. There's a golf course down there, and then the harbor beyond that. And out past that, you can see just way out in the distance on the GoPro, you can see the islands out there. And that's Manukan, Mamutik, and I believe Sapi Island, which form part of one of the National Marine Park areas here. And depending on what the weather does, we may or may not be going out and doing a boat tour and doing a snorkel trip on one of those islands. And then it's going to turn around here, and just behind us here you can see the pool there. A lot of people there, so we're not going to film too much there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the top floor of our building here. Also, the airport's really close, and they basically fly right over top of our building. So yeah, it gets a little bit loud here because you've got the planes coming right over top. The airport's just not too far that way. But overall, not too bad here. Being that close to the airport means it's really convenient to get to and from the airport. So there's that. Happy New Year! As you can see, it's the next day, and we didn't really do anything last night.
To be fair, at 10 o'clock, it started downpouring because we were going to head out. And then we're like, is that the rain? And it just did not let up. And
yeah, it rained a lot last night, and we did not feel like getting absolutely drenched again. So we skipped it. It did taper off right around midnight, and all the fireworks shows started, and we could see fireworks from our the balcony at our Airbnb. So we caught a bit of fireworks and rang in the new year that way.
The fireworks here were crazy though. There was, I think I counted just in our line of sight, there was at least 5 different places that they're going off, and there were much more.
Now, a lot of those were, you know, smaller, you know, kind of private fireworks shows where, you know, those big blocks that you light off. There was one big display that we could see happening at the Sutera Harbor, and we could hear the main event going on, the KK City, Kota Kinabalu Countdown 25 events that was happening at the waterfront. We could hear those, but those were on the other side of the building and blocked from line of sight by a bunch of tall buildings as well. So we didn't bother trying to see those from our building. Still, it was a very pleasant evening. We just watched TV and didn't really get up to much. So it's a new year, and we're out today in downtown KK. We're currently at Gaya Street, which is behind us there. You can see that gateway there, which is basically Chinatown. It's where the night market happened that we showed you in the other video. And there also is a Sunday market here, which we didn't catch this week.
We're gonna try to catch it this coming week. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. For now, we're just gonna go wander a bit. We've got to hit a grocery store and grab a couple of things, and then we're gonna go wander down the waterfront and show you what that looks like. Change of plans. We're gonna go head to the Central Market first and the waterfront area. So basically what we just said we were gonna do, but in reverse. We're just wandering through this little park here on our way to the Central Market, and we came across this epitaph which is dedicated to the memory of Australian soldiers who gave their lives defending Sabah during the Second World War. Behind me is the Kota Kinabalu Central Market. It is a very big building. I'm just going to pan a little so you can see. It's a big building. It's like a full city block wide. And inside, I'm guessing it looks like 2 levels of all sorts of shops and vendors and stuff like that. So we're going to go wander in and have a look.
Oh wow, look at the jackfruit.
Those are some big jackfruit. This place is massive, and there's all sorts of dry goods, snacks, and baked goods, breads, vegetables, fruits.
You could probably just like grocery shop here. Maybe we'll try and like get a few things.
I feel like this is where a lot of the locals grocery shop, and not at the fancy grocery stores and the malls like we've been going to, just because that's been convenient for us. But yeah, you can get pretty much everything, and there's fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. The only thing I haven't seen so far is a wet market for like meat and seafood, but you know what? I'm sure it's in here as well.
Given how big this place is, I'm almost certain that we're gonna find it. We just have to follow our noses. This place smells incredible though.
Yeah.
There's some very good floral smells and stuff like that, especially from the fruit and stuff. So
just gonna turn the camera around here so you guys can see what we're seeing. So yeah, this place is huge. The fruit looks really interesting. These bananas look amazing. These are the really good little sweet ones. There's pineapples, papaya, some sort of melon. I have no idea what it is.
Yellow watermelon. And we're up here on the 2nd floor. From what I can see, it's a lot of clothing. I see backpack, luggage. I think this is all like the day-to-day stuff that you would need.
Yeah, it's all dry goods. I think Cory's right. Clothing, bags, accessories, mostly gonna be knockoff stuff. There's name brand, clothing and stuff, but it's not. It's what you'd expect for a market like this. It's just more clothing vendors here. Looks like we found a food court area, very local. Very, very warm in here. There's no AC in this place. Lots of shoes. More shoes. Looks like this half of the floor is all shoe vendors. A lot of these guys are closed right now. Some suitcases and bags down there. And if I'm not mistaken, through that door straight ahead is another food court area, just like on the other side of the building here. Let's go have a look. Yep, another big open air. Some food vendors, a lot of seating. And from the market here, we're on the second floor, just looking out across this little street is the waterfront area. You can see there's a harbor here. There's lots of people getting boats over to the other little islands. Now, these are not the official tour operators here. As I understand it, a lot of these are probably migrant workers, possibly illegal immigrant workers, from what I understand. And some fishing boats tied up over there as well. Very bustling down there though. And I believe the ferry pier is, if you go further along the waterfront that way, is Jesselton Pier, I believe it is where the main tour operators depart from. Came back down to the ground floor of the market and we found the wet market area here, which is like all meat, and I'm sure there's fish vendors here somewhere too. It's a weird time of day right now. It's around noon, so maybe not all of them are open.
It is stunning out here.
Yeah, the waterfront area here is very beautiful. We're on this boardwalk right now. The market we were just in is that way, and you can see some fishing boats tied up and other tour boats. And then that big island behind us is Gaya Island, and it's one of the 5 islands that makes up the National Marine Park here. Sorry, I can't remember the name right at this minute. And then over that way, just a little ways, is the Jesselton Point ferry terminal, and that's where you would take a ferry or any other of the tour boats to get over to those islands. We might walk over there, we might not. It's really hot out, it's midday right now. We may just choose to skip that and take a break from the sun for a bit here instead. There is the ferry terminal area way up that way. It's a little far and it's really hot right now, so we're gonna skip it and we're gonna go wander back over to Gaya Street. I decided I wanted a snack, so I came here to get some takoyaki because I saw them being made fresh here, and that's little Japanese octopus dumplings, I guess you could call them. And so they're being made fresh right there, and it's from this stall here in, actually I'm not sure what mall we're in currently. I believe this is Surya Sabah. We stopped through here just because there was air conditioning and we felt like getting a snack or a drink or something. Alright, so this is Japan Boat Takoyaki is the name of the stall I just went to, and it's literally this little cute cardboard boat. Looks kind of cool. I got some sticks. I'm gonna open this up here. And so this was 5 ringgit 50, which is like under $2 Canadian. And I got this little boat of 3 takoyaki there. And they're hot because they are freshly made. And so, as you can see, it's like a little octopus dumpling ball. Oh, it's really soft on the inside. And then it's covered in a savory brown sauce, a little bit of Japanese mayo, and some, oh shoot, what's the word? I can't remember the word in Japanese. It's the dried fish flakes. I just remembered. Those little dried fish flakes, that's bonito flake. It's kind of hard to see on the GoPro. Oh, that's actually really good. So it's really soft and creamy on the inside, the way the dumplings cook. The outside's just got a little bit of crisp to it, and then you got the little chewy pieces of octopus in the middle. It's actually really tasty. we've now had a bite to eat, and we've stopped at the grocery store, picked up a couple things, and we're just gonna go wander down Gaya Street now, just to see what it looks like during the daytime, because that night with the night market, it was very, very busy. Sorry. Really, really noisy bikes going by. So that night, the night market was really busy, so I'm just curious what the difference is during the day, so we're just gonna take a quick wander down. As you can see, if you watched that last video where we were here for the night market, Gaya Street looks a lot different during the day.
It's very quiet.
Relatively very quiet. Absolutely. You got some little local restaurants here, some shops, but nowhere near the number of people and the amount of craziness as during the Friday and Saturday night markets. It's a much more laid-back vibe here during the day and of course during the week. Not as crazy as the Friday and Saturday night markets.
Is it Friday? I thought it was Saturday, Sunday.
It goes Friday and Saturday for the night market, and then Sunday morning is the Sunday market. Sorry, a little bit of noise from that speaker there. But yeah, we'll try to come back on Sunday morning to check out that Sunday market. It's apparently a very different vibe, but it goes 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. and we're not usually morning people.
One of the benefits of being retired.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, I think that's, we'll see what we can do. No promises. I think that's gonna do it for today. We're probably gonna leave you there. What'd you think of downtown Kota Kinabalu?
I think it was really beautiful back in the day when it wasn't like so overrun. Now it's still beautiful in its own right, but unfortunately the water and stuff, it's just so much garbage in it that it's not as inviting as it could be, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. There was a lot of trash in the water when we were at the waterfront area there. It looked pretty, but it didn't smell it.
No. So as much as I love the water, I'm finding it hard to get the motivation to want to go in, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, because of, unfortunately, it being like just so much trash in it.
Also, it is rainy season and that does contribute. So when we're at the beaches and there's lots of trash washed up, this time of year is like that, and we do understand that. It does make it harder though, you know, like we said, we haven't done too many beach days and we're likely not gonna just go jump in the ocean and go for a swim, because it is that time of year when it just isn't very pretty and there's a lot of trash washed up and the visibility is not so great either. So we'll see. But I think we're just gonna leave you guys there. So thanks very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed wandering around Kota Kinabalu with us today. If you did, please hit that thumbs up to like the video and make sure to subscribe.
And we hope that you'll join us in our next video for more adventures. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.